Hello and welcome along to Mondo Chelloveck Movies. My name is John and I've just been across Newcastle to check out the Arrow Video Easter sale. But first I'd like to give a few shout outs. So the first shout out is to a channel called Blitz. Now this channel here, it has stuff on with physical media and also has stuff to do with repairing things like computers and iPhones and stuff like that. I'm a very big fan of those type of things. I do watch those videos quite a lot. So there's a wide and varied range of stuff on this channel, so that's Blitz. The next shout out is for a channel called Movie Man Beyond. Now Paul has just really started this channel, and it was one of the ones that gets recommended here on YouTube, so I checked one of his videos out. It's really good actually. Two things I noticed about it was he's got a really good collection behind him. Like the shelves look all the type of movies that I really enjoy, and so I thought, well, that's a box ticked. And also he's also a Geordie as well, so that's another even better box ticked. So it's great to see another fellow Geordie on the platform, and I do think he's going places, and I do think he's got a great collection. So he's just started out, and it'd be great to welcome a fellow Geordie in the community. So that's Movie Man Beyond. Also, I'd like to say a big thank you to Keith from Euphoria Pictures for inviting me onto his first ever live stream. I had a blast on it, and he just talked, well, for 5 hours plus actually, and it was a great time. I knew it would be on for a long time, but I was so glad to be asked to be on his first ever live stream, and we had a blast, as we always do when we talk. It's only the second live stream we've ever done together. He was on my live stream, I've been on his live stream. I look forward to doing many more with him in the future. So please check out that video down below. I think you'll have a great time with it if you haven't seen it already. Also a big thank you to everyone who's told me about the Arrow sale that's just come up. And I knew there's a few things, and I have got a few things here that I wanted to pick up, and I'm glad I've got them in a sale. And when I've reckoned it up, I've saved £48, so it's a good saving on here, and I've got some good titles, ones I've been after for quite a while, and I'll take you through what I think of them. Obviously what I'll do is I'll open them, I'll tell you what they are, I'll open them, and then I'll tell you what I think of the picture quality. So the first thing I picked up was the one that I've been looking at for a long time, and I don't know why it appealed to us. It just maybe the slipcover just was intriguing. I just like the look of it. Don't know anything about it. Like a lot of these Arrow ones that come out with like a brand new sort of movie. I think it's a brand new movie. You kind of never know anything about it. You probably never even heard of it. So the first movie I picked up was Lake Michigan Monster. Now this is I don't really know anything about it. I'm looking at the back of it. Banned in 4 lakes, it says. So I'm thinking it's a comedy, this one. I haven't really heard anyone talk about it. I just know that I really like that cover. It's a real throwback to sort of, you would think this is from the 70s. I don't think it's from the 70s. So this is from 2018, and as you can see, there's some pretty big price tags on here. Yeah, so these are ones that I look at and I just think when they came out, unless it was something I was really desperate to get my hands on, like a really good title. I don't know why anyone would pay $17.99 for this. I mean, Arrow do some. This is going to be a spectacular release. I'm not saying it's not. It's a special edition as well, so I know it's going to be a bit more. But £18 for special edition, I'm not too sure if that's something I would go for. This is why I always wait to see if this was coming down in price. I would have loved it, preferred it would be 2 for £15, but never mind. Maybe those days are gone. I understand that things are going up in the world. But yep, so what I'll do is, like I say, I'll go through all of these and I'll tell you what I think of the picture quality. So the first I picked up was Lake Michigan Monster. Last night I checked out the live stream on Playtendoguy's channel, and it was brilliant. Of course it was. It was very it's such a good banter you get on them videos. And Mike Cinema Axeman talked about this movie, and he talked about the price he was getting it, and I thought, right, this is what spurred me on to go to the shop today to make sure I got this one. So this is the one I've been after for a long time, and there was no way I was going to pay $17.99 for it, even though I've heard really good things about it. It is Dinner in America. Now this is, I've seen the trailer for this, and the trailer looked really good. It looked so offbeat. It looked very one of these movies, a bit like Napoleon Dynamite. That's one of my favourite movies, and it's just a bit off kilter. I like all those type of things, and this one really intrigued us. And of course, it's always been $17.99, and really, if you go for a movie like that, I do think I like it. But sometimes if you get it and you think, oh, that was not a waste of money, but you think, well, that wasn't worth that. But I think $8.99, actually I was surprised for this to go down to $8.99. I thought, as well as this one with a slip, these would have probably been run about the £10 mark, because usually they do come down to $9.99, which is still not a bad price for it. So this is a special edition. This is a brand new movie. I think it's 2020. So I do think that these ones were ones that I'd really wanted to get for a long time, and I'm so glad to have them. And like I say, I'll check them out. I mean, these are Blu-rays. I've got some 4Ks over there. So I do think that this is going to be a very enjoyable movie. So that's Dinner in America. Next up, I went across the 4K section, predominantly looking for Arrow stuff in the sale, and I found some. But what I saw, which I've got, is the Battle Royale Standard Edition. Now this one here doesn't have the Battle Royale 2 on it, but it does have everything else going for it. This now in the sale is $17.99, and I do highly recommend it. The picture quality on here looks absolutely amazing, much better than I thought it was going to look. So for me, I think that if you see this one, there was 2 left in my HMV, I do think you should pounce on it, because what you get with it is this sort of slip box. Now this leads me on to a little bit of a sort of rant with these other ones that I picked up, but I'll go into more details about that. But yeah, so Battle Royale, I highly recommend this one. I think you'll get, this is one of the best standard editions that I've ever seen get released by Arrow. All of the Arrow 4Ks are, I think most of them are got some money off them, but this is highly worth $17.99, and is one of my favourite actually standard releases. Highly recommended, Battle Royale. So first up in 4K, I picked up June. Now this is a funny movie, because I would say that I don't really like June, but I know when I watched this on release, I didn't like it at all. I thought it was, and I was a big fan of David Lynch as well, I still am. And I thought, is that it? But I do really want to check out the fact of seeing this in 4K. Now, will I like it or not? I don't know. At £24.99, I was not going to take that chance, but at £14.99, I've heard good things about the transfer as well. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to finally watch this. Is it going to be great? I don't know. It remains to be seen. But it hasn't got the slipcover on, and I do think that like this one, if they release this, I think this is about £24.99 and thoroughly worth it. This is what I paid for mine, and also £17.99 is a no-brainer. This here, why do you not just put a slipcover at the top? I'm sure that it's quite easy to do, I would imagine. For £14.99, I thought, right, this is my chance to finally watch June, see what I make of it, because I love the remake, and I can't wait for the part 2 to come out, or part 2 and 3, so I'm not too sure they're going to go with that one. They must know that a lot of collectors collect their stuff, and they must know that collectors don't like the fact of not having the chance to get that exclusive slipcover at the first release. So that's June. Next up is Tremors. Now, I sort of sat on the fence about the big box set for this one. I did like the look of it, but I thought, is it sort of one that I really want to pay big bucks for? And I didn't go for it in the end. And I sort of forgot all about it. When I saw it there, I thought, well, $14.99. I went looking for all the Arrow ones that I didn't have, and I thought, this is a no-brainer to get this one. I know it will look sensational. I've heard some great things about it. Again, no slipcover, but we've talked about that. And yeah, so I think with this being outside this movie, and I do think this is a great movie. I've got some of the other Tremors over there. I haven't got them all. I haven't seen them all. But I do know that this one by far is the best one. And I think that this one will look spectacular. I have a great time in this movie. I've always loved this movie since I saw it. And I've owned it, I think, on DVD before. I'm pretty sure I've had it in the collection a while ago. Although I just have this box set from America, I think, that has the first 5 movies on, I think, or 4. So yeah, so I think that one looked really good. And like I say, for $14.99, couldn't leave that one in the shelves. That's Tremors. And last but by no means least, I got True Romance. Now this, I've always liked this movie. I think it's one of the best Quentin Tarantino movies that wasn't made by him. I would love him to see if he actually did this one, what he would have made of it. But this one's a great movie from Tony Scott, I believe. So I've always liked this movie. I think this will look sensational on 4K. It has some great things about it. Again, no slip. This is one of the first ones when I noticed that when it came out on standard version, because I missed the boat with the big sort of box set. But so excited to see this on 4K. That's True Romance. So before I check them out, I'm just going to show you a little bit of an update on the shelves. Now the shelf video is getting done, but this is what I've done. What I'm doing at the moment. I'm starting to move things around. I'm starting to move the arrows into one long section right along there. And also 88 are going to go. It's going to go all the way across this 3 walls. So shelf 2 has come along very nicely. And what I've done with that one is at the top there, I've put only 4Ks on. So the 4Ks are up there now. They're going to go along. So it's all going to be 4Ks on there. So shelf 2 is going to be all Blu-ray size. Maybe I might get a few special editions on the bottom. but there's going to be no DVD slots in there because I haven't made anything big enough for that. DVDs will stop over here. So let's go and check these out and then see what I made of them. Right, I'm back and I'm pleased to get one of these in the sets. Now this is, I don't know if anybody else does this, I imagine people do. If you see one of these in a different box, you will put it into the box it's meant, well, kind of meant to be in. So that's a nice little addition to their set. Right, first I checked out Lake Michigan Monster. This has got reversible art in it. And I've got to say this is ultra low budget. This movie here, if you paid $17.99 for it, I don't know if the movie's good or bad, but if you paid $17.99 for it and found out how bad it was, like to look at, you would think, wow, I've been duped here. Now the movie's in black and white, which I've got no problem with. It's got obviously damaged, well, it's purposely put on print damage to the movie. It's got scratches all over the place, and which I don't mind at all. This looks almost like a student movie. But I'm quite intrigued to see it because I didn't get a flavour of the movie in it. It just seemed like it was just really low budget, like maybe mates got together and made a movie. Don't know anything more about it, but yeah, it was quite interesting. But if you're going to get a movie and you think, what on earth have I just bought? You might be wanting a heads up that this is just like one of the most low budget movies you'll see. And I don't know if it was just because of the way it was filmed or because if it's in black and white or I need to do something with my TV, but the opening start of it was like a lighthouse. It looks really grainy, but like a noisy grain, but actually so noisy that it looks as if there's something out with the picture. Now that might be an intentional one. It might be just the fact that it's just so low budget. I might need to move my settings around on the TV a little bit to get rid of that. Maybe it doesn't matter in the long run, but do bear in mind if you do get this movie, it is ultra low budget looking, and it might put a few people off. But it not put me off because it made us more intrigued to actually watch it. So that's Lake Michigan Monster. Next I checked out Dinner in America. Now this come across really like a sort of like a cult movie. It just looked very cultish and good picture quality, got stunning picture quality. But I just think the performances, this bloke was in quite a few scenes that I looked at and he seems to have a problem with everything. I think he's on the run from the police, I believe, and she's just, I don't know much about it, but she seems a good character as well. So yeah, so this is it's another one of those movies that I do really want to see, and I do think even from the few clips I've seen of it, I think I'll really enjoy this, with it being a bit more of a sort of off-kilter movie. That's Dinner in America. First up on 4K, I checked out True Romance. This looks sensational. I've got to admit, the colours. When there's a colourful scene on it, the colours are just next level. This, and there's something in here that I'm quite intrigued to know if anybody knows about this movie. Because when I saw it, I thought that looks very interesting. Don't know anything about it. When I looked online, it came up with, the first one it came up was a black and white 1956 movie. I don't think that's it. I was thinking, is it The Werewolf and the Yeti?
Where's me ladders?
I was thinking, is this The Werewolf and the Yeti? I'm not too sure. Does anybody know anything about this? Bear in mind with these 4Ks, you only get the 4K. So if you're after a Blu Ray in here, you'll not have a Blu Ray, which isn't a problem to me because I only watch these on 4K anyway. But if anybody wanted the two versions, you haven't got it. But this here, the sound in it is absolutely brilliant as well. 5.1, I think. Yes, 5.1. And I just think that this is how I wanted to see this movie. I've been meaning to watch this movie for a while, but I put it off because the 4K was coming out. And I hope they'll go back to Quentin Tarantino's official movies to put them out in 4K, because I think that some of them would look amazing as well. So that's True Romance. Next, I checked out Dune. This looks like something else. I've changed the cover actually on this because I'm not a fan of that cover. I think it looks very nondescript. Now usually Arrow, when they make a cover, they do make it like really good, like this one. The alternative art on here, which is like the original one, doesn't look a patch on this one, so I'm very pleased to get that one. This one here, the Dune, I don't know, it just has never done that for me, the cover. But I think this cover's more than I remember it, like the sort of original cover. So I put this on, thinking it was going to look adequate, maybe pretty good, but not sensational. I did check out this one, which looked all right, but this one here, it was just like a revelation. There's only got one cut of the movie on mine. I was thinking there may be a few cuts on, but never mind. It's the same cut that's on here, about 2 hours 16 minutes. Now, what happens if in the slim chance I will like this movie, then what I'll probably do is I'll probably upgrade on this one and get like a bigger box set with more cuts in it, maybe. But that's probably way down the line. I'm in no rush to do that. But I'll tell you what, the quality on here is much better than I thought it was going to be. It's a revelation actually, and to see this in this form, it might make this movie actually a bit more appealing to watch. It's funny, but I don't know if I really want to watch it just yet, because if I do watch it and then I kind of know what happens, I don't know what happens in the, can't remember what happens in this movie. I can't remember what, I don't want to know, do I want to know what happens in June before I go and see the second part? I don't really know about that. But anyway, I can say that this is well worth picking up if you're a fan of David Lynch or a fan of this movie. The 4K on here just looks like something you've never seen before. So that's June. So last and by no means least, I checked out Tremors. I can't believe how good this picture is in this. This is just, it's one of the, I'd say this is like a demo disc. I heard really good things about it. This is the one I picked up previously on Blu Ray. Now you could probably put the slipcase on here, but unfortunately the slipcase is like a thin one, it's an American version, so it will not go onto this one. I could have had that in the shells, it doesn't really matter. I will find some form of slipcover for this. Now, with this movie looking as good as it did, it might make me think that I might go for the better one. I knew that this movie would look good, but I didn't know it would look this good. This is probably demo worthy. The sound in it as well is really good sound. I think it's 5.1, and I was quite amazed to think that and will we ever see that? I'm beginning to think not. As well, I checked the cover on it is not the best covers. I think this one in June was always a poor cover for me. Always thought that from day one. This is what I remember Tremors being like. Is this sort of a look. So I instantly swapped it over. But yes, so this, if I do watch this, and I'm watching say 10 4Ks that I've never seen before, so I'm going through them. But these 4Ks here, you will see some stuff that you've probably, some versions of movies you've never seen before. Highly recommended. No slips, unfortunately. But this, for me, this Arrow sale, this is probably the stuff I would have wanted anyway. So I'm glad to get them. There might be a few more ones that I'll pick up. I would prefer them to be 2 for $15, but obviously they're not. But there'll be a few ones that I might see out in the wild, maybe some box sets, because there's quite a few stuff off them. So I do urge anybody who's interested in Arrow, maybe get across and try and get some stuff in the sales. So once again, please check out those channels that I've mentioned in this video. You'll not be disappointed. So thanks for watching. You take care, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.